I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Oops, the podcast. Julio Gara here with Ryan, is very polite Lynch.
Hey, everybody.
He's also very jacked and very engaged.
Very engaged.
Love it all.
How are you, Giulio?
I'm good, man. Come check me out at the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio on the 13th of October. It's a Sunday. Come spend your Sunday early evening with me. It's going to be a ripper. Also, the 26th of October in Seattle, Hereafter at the Crocodile. Also going to be great. Here we are, Lynch, doing it up. I had a fun little weekend. A variety of interesting things happened. One of which being we had this with our wedding photographers, we had sort of like a pre-wedding shoot included in our package. So we're like, all right, I guess we should do that. And the photographers, Rachel and Noah Ray, they have a pretty solid little IG going. And they came up from Alabama to take some pics of us. And I didn't realize that it would turn into like an evening hang. So basically they came over our apartment and just took pictures of us living our lives and some video and stuff.
Soft smiles? Cheesy smiles?
A little bit of both, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing really to camera too often, at least. And I guess it's helpful for the photographers to get to know your angles, I guess, and just get to know you and what you like. And it was a very useful, it seemed like one of those things that I was like, do we need to do that? But it ended up being, I think, very useful for everybody.
Nice.
So it was fun. And the day before, dude, big day. A couple of my buddies surprised me, since I didn't want to have a bachelor party or at all. They kind of surprised me by throwing me a big day in the city doing stuff I like.
That's nice.
It was 4 or 5 of us. And we did, what a fun thing that was. I was like, I'm not doing a bachelor. I insisted on not doing one. I definitely made it hard for anybody who wanted to. But I think they ended up doing a really nice job of just having a fun day in the city. Went to QC Spa, my fave, which they had just recently, and Lynch and I have been, they opened up that other building. So the building is sort of a horseshoe shape. And up until now, it was just only one half with stuff, but now they've opened the second half, and they opened it the day before. So we got to see, not all the stuff was open, but we got to see it brand new, which was super cool. Then we went to play ping pong, spin, which was fun, the pinch nerve is definitely getting much better, but still I was sort of worried about it. So maybe didn't play my best, but still got a couple W's in there, ate a bunch of food. Then we went and showered. Then we went to dinner, went out for drinks, and they got a Sprinter too, which was fun. So we're driving around in the Sprinter, fucking blasting.
Was that a van?
Yeah.
Like a party van?
Sprinter vans. It wasn't really like a party van, but
it's just a long van bus?
Yeah. It's kind of like a thing that rappers always have.
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about.
And there was some funny there's an inflatable hill dog in there, which was funny. Shout out to Danny for getting that. And yeah, dude, it was just a very nice, warm experience. And I get why I can be cynical about a lot of the stuff people traditionally do, but when I end up doing it, I always end up having a good time.
How did the surprise come to be?
So it was sort of like a complete surprise. And then a couple days leading into it, I guess they were fighting amongst themselves about some specific details. So then they asked me, and then I kind of saw something coming.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and then dude, yeah, that next day we had our niece's, or I guess my niece to be's first birthday party, which was early in the morning, and then a full photo shoot. So it was a big Sunday after a big Saturday. So I felt accomplished getting through it.
It sounds like a lot of love.
But yeah, dude, it was fun. It was a lot of love, a lot of fun. I heard a crazy story, a crazy wedding story. All right. And this is a real story. You guys can look it up and see that it's true. There's a wedding. Okay. It's about to happen, and no one can find the groom. They're where's the groom? So at first the guy, he's probably doing whatever. And it starts to get into territory where he is so scarce that they're is something wrong? So the obvious immediate thought is maybe he got cold feet and he doesn't want to get married anymore or something. Or maybe he left, maybe he's a runaway groom or whatever, right? But eventually one of the bridesmaids is looking around for him. She opens the door of a hotel room, one of the hotel rooms that they just had that he might be in. He is breastfeeding from his mother's breast.
What?
He is breastfeeding from his mother's breast. His father's in the room. And the explanation immediately was, oh, he just does this when he gets nervous.
I don't even know you can't even make that up. What in the Homelander is going on over here?
Bride called it off.
Wow.
Is there a world where you would be able to overlook something like that? Is that worse than he's banging one of the bridesmaids, or is that the worst case scenario?
What's the paternal equivalent of a bride to their father?
I mean, I guess the the paternal equivalent, I don't even want to go there if we're talking about milking.
Because I don't know if dads connect with their kids like mothers do.
I don't think so.
All right,
what about the bride breastfeeding? Not as bad. Still bad.
Julio.
It's not as bad.
Julio.
It's not. It's bad, and it's probably the same outcome, but it's not quite as bad as a grown man drinking. Does his mother even have milk? I don't think so. I think it's just a comforting exercise.
I'm just going to put my shoes in the girl.
You're going to put your shoes in the girl?
I'm going to put my shoes in the girl's perspective here. The bride's.
I'm going to put my shoes in the girl.
I'm going to put them right inside this
Fuck
girl.
it.
I would be so shocked that I would have to be hospitalized. That's insane.
That's bad.
And it's a true story.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, I heard this story from somebody who knew somebody who was at the wedding, but this got press coverage because of how absolutely crazy it is. And yeah, I think that is about as bad as it can get. Like some sort of weird ritual is worse than even weird cheating. Like cheating with a person you wouldn't expect them to be cheating with or whatever. I think this is worse than all that.
Is breastfeeding cheating?
Is feeding cheating?
I don't know.
The great question.
He does. Who said that he does this when he's nervous? And why is dad in the room?
I don't know, which sounds
That's another layer to it.
Which makes it sound like he's sucking on the teat.
The dad is
as the son sucks on the teat. He doesn't even take his mouth off to explain it. The mother explains it as he continues to comfort feed.
Yeah.
There's nothing coming out of those old pups.
I'm so uncomfortable about I'm visualizing this right now. I just think of how could you move past that?
I don't think you could.
Like is she always, well, I mean, this is a bridesmaid that walked in on this. So it also is, the way that message is going to be relayed to the bride is going to be much more over the top than what the bride potentially could already know. And that the bride is like,
maybe the bride already knows.
And maybe it was like, hey, you can keep breastfeeding with your mother as long as no one finds out.
So yeah, so there's that. Absolutely.
And then a friend found out.
When she tells her, she's like, look, just don't tell anybody about that. Okay. I know it's weird, but it's something in their culture or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or there's a moment where the groom can be like, hey, listen, I know this is fucking weird. It's not like a sexual thing. It's just, please don't tell her. She will call off the wedding. She doesn't need to know. I'm in therapy and I'm going to kick this habit with the help of my family and my therapist. Please don't say anything. I don't know that I'd want to be the one who ends things. Granted, yes, they need to know, but like, is it my place? Like, I don't know. If I was the one who discovered that, I'm not sure I would tell immediately. I mean, it depends how good of a friend. If I was a groomsman, maybe I would. But like on the wedding day, dude. And I guess maybe there is pressure to tell because if they go through it and get married, maybe they haven't filed the paperwork yet. Maybe this just like will make their life easier to know about this at this moment. But if they've already gone to the courthouse and done it, and this is now just the ceremonial wedding, I'd probably wait to tell them.
I think I would. I want to say I'd do what you'd do.
What would I do? I don't even know. I wouldn't say anything.
Or wait.
I'd wait.
You would wait.
Especially if you know that they've already gone to town hall or whatever to do it.
I think I would. The way that, I mean, guys are kind of just like, whatever, with a lot of things. So if I caught my buddy sucking on a teat, I probably would keep it
T?
I'd probably keep that to myself. That would go deep into my pit of not talking.
Yeah.
I think I would keep that a secret for him.
And look, if it was a groomsman, you're on the side of the groom. Be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not going to tell anybody, but what the fuck is wrong with you? This is not normal. FYI. Okay?
FYI.
You don't have to talk about this, but you need help.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mrs. Clark.
That's okay, sweetheart.
Oh, it's okay, sweetie.
Are you nervous too?
Hey, look, if you...
Are you nervous?
There's one unoccupied.
Honey,
Honey.
we have a rule. Summer of 2006.
Son only. By the way, is feeding cheating? I say it to the camera. It's kind of funny. Includable.
Yeah.
Continue.
I'd keep that a secret. And what? So the bridesmaid. How did the bride find out?
I guess the bridesmaid told her. I don't know the specifics of that. And what I will say is, like, it's seeming as if we've sort of outlined the different possibilities. I don't know specifically what I would do. It kind of depends on my relationship to the person.
Yeah.
You know, if it was my boy and he was my boy first or whatever, and maybe I'm really good friends with the bride now too, but it's still, I would maybe not say anything in that situation, but like there are situations where I would. And to your point, like if I was more team the other party, I would say something if they had not already done the marriage license. I would not if they had already done it. Did that make sense? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever. You guys can decide what you would do.
Yeah. It's always, I saw recently on TikTok, and it made me think of this, where like, I'd be so nervous of somebody objecting at a wedding with tea.
If anybody objects, dude, I've only heard someone even say that during a ceremony once or twice.
Yeah.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
I've maybe heard it twice at the 40 weddings I've been to.
Yeah, that's true. The ones that I've been to, I have not heard that, but I've seen videos of real weddings. They're not staged. I've seen videos of real weddings where that's said, and people object.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. Yeah. I'll type in like wedding fights. When we're planning for our wedding, Vic is like typing in like wedding venues, outdoor tent, checkerboard dance floors, and the first thing I type in is like wedding fights, wedding fist fights, wedding curb stomps.
Right, the bride sliding into the ocean somehow, or the cake getting destroyed, or like crazy things that like sometimes they're so perfect you almost wonder if they're even real.
Groom punches best man after groomsman grabs bride's ass.
Groom punches bride in the face.
Groom sucks mom's tit before getting married. Bridesmaid shocked, but encouraged to participate and keep secret until now.
Oh, dude, so cool.
I saw one recently where someone was like, I object. You got me pregnant. And then just boom, big fight.
Wow.
And I don't know why. I got no skeletons in the closet.
Like while they were together, it sounds like?
While they were together. I got no skeletons in my closet, but I'm still terrified of just like some psychopath being like, I object. And then just a big lie, or just like, I don't know.
Or some shit that you didn't even realize was bad while you were doing it or something.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck. Like, Jesus. Yeah, dude, totally.
Yeah.
Kind of
imagine the bridesmaid objecting during church. I object. He was sucking on his mom's nipple.
His mom's tit, dude.
What? Babe, I was nervous.
Baby, dude, Jesus Christ.
That's tough.
When it comes to fall, I typically tend to wear a different sort of flight of socks than I do during the summer. And I was thinking recently about how with underwear, I don't do that. I wear the same kind of underwear for all seasons, at all times of year, in all environments, because I wear Meundies, which are the most versatile pair of underwear that exist in every capacity, all models, all forms. You're covered for everything. You don't even have to think about it. Whether you like briefs, boxers, any kind of style of underwear that you like, whether you're a man or a woman, Meundies fully has you covered. My favorite is the classic black boxer brief. I have 15 pairs of these in my drawer and intend to get more. Lynch is literally wearing them right now.
I'm wearing them inside out, actually, but it doesn't matter.
That worked out nicely, so you could show off the tag.
Yeah.
But they are unbelievably comfortable, unbelievably versatile, the best. And it's nice to not have to pivot to different underwear for the different seasons. Meundies has got you in every situation.
Look good, feel good, be good.
All of it.
Be your most comfortable self this fall with Meundies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping when you go to meundies.com/oopspodcast and use promo code oopspodcast. That's meundies.com/oopspodcast, promo code oopspodcast to get 20% off plus free shipping. Meundies, comfort from the outside in.
I have sort of an alarming development that, has worked out and been fine, but Big G got into a crash on his scooter, dude.
Really?
He's fine.
Okay.
He's completely fine. But sounds like it was pretty dramatic. I mean, I've crashed on a city bike. Like I've crashed on nothing, which is what happened to him. And it was painful. Like I thought I broke stuff. Like it was scary and painful. I can't even imagine on a fucking motor scooter. One of my friends is an orthopedic surgeon, and he says to me, if you ride a motorcycle or a motorized two-wheel device, you deserve to die. That is what he said. He goes, the amount of pelvises that I have to close because of stupid motorcycle accidents, the amount of people who are either in their lives are going to be worse after their motorcycle crashes, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. So basically, I guess he took a corner too tight or something, skidded out and went down in dramatic fashion. I guess stayed on the ground for a bit because he was afraid if he moved that maybe something. So fire truck comes, ambulance comes, blah, blah, blah. He calls me and is telling me this very casually. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you riding this scooter? Is this living all your boyhood fantasies that don't align now to adulthood? This is not an acceptable way for you to go out, dude. Why have you taken to this hobby now? And he's like, oh, well, you go to Afghanistan. I'm like, well, dude, this is not the same thing. The scooter, Afghanistan, I would actually argue that what you're doing is riskier. Whatever. That doesn't necessarily matter. But I'm it doesn't matter. You don't need to compare it to me. What are you doing? We need you. We want you around. He ended up just having a pretty badly bruised shoulder. They took him into the hospital. He this and that and was completely fine. And then was everybody's getting on him. Hillary's family's getting on him. Hillary's getting on him. We're all getting on him. And while we're on the phone, he's like, oh, I'm driving past the site where it happened. I'm like, well, dude, we're lucky that there isn't a wooden cross sitting there now for eternity. And he's like, oh, that's funny. Good, funny shit. I'm like, no, dude. And now the other day, he's like, I'm thinking about keeping it.
With the scooter?
Yes. Guys, if you see Big G or you talk to Big G, tell him to stop riding on the scooter. Then yesterday, he said he's selling it still. He said he took it on one final ride to fill it up with gas and is now selling it. So he better fucking sell it.
Yeah.
Scary.
Do you think him selling it will be him learning his lesson? Do you think he will have not learned his lesson if he doesn't sell it?
He says now, he's like, oh, well, I'm going to have to, he has all these things he wants to do, these dumb things, own a gun. He wants to fly planes, all dumb shit that he wanted to do when he was 10, probably, that for whatever reason he still wants to do. So I don't know, man. I hope so. Hopefully no more motor scooters. It's so dumb.
How fast can those go?
I don't know. 20, 30 miles an hour, probably, fast enough.
Yeah.
And he's riding them on roads where people don't ride things like that. So it's dangerous, dude.
Yeah.
People aren't expecting to see a scooting man.
Yeah.
So
I know the city bikes can go 15 miles per hour. That's really fast when you're on the bike. And when you're not, when you're exposed, you're on a pedal bike like that. Dude. And serious injuries all the time.
Well, and his isn't even a pedal bike. His is the one where you put your feet on.
No, I know you're even more locked in. So I'm just saying
right.
In a bike, that's really fast. And you also have opportunity to brace for yourself. But yeah, if you, that bike, the scooter, he's kind of stuck in there.
Totally, dude.
You can get even more hurt.
Freaky shit.
That's not good, dude.
Not good at all. But speaking of, people scooting around, I saw Biden the other day, dude.
You saw Joe?
I saw Joe.
How's he doing?
Seemed like he was doing all right. I was annoyed because the street was all closed off. It's a known thing in New York City when the UN General Assembly happens, you want to avoid the city at all costs, especially if you live in Manhattan and Midtown or Uptown or whatever. It fucks your shit up hard. So I'm in Midtown because I'm renting a car, and the street I didn't have a lot of time where I was going. I was going to relax for a couple of days, stay at my buddy's house. And, time was precious. I was leaving in the afternoon. I was going to be there for 2 nights. I was going to get there till the early evening. So now I'm standing there 20 minutes waiting for them to open the street. I'm all fucking pissed off. And I see the sort of presidential convoy start to drive by. First it's cops, motorcycles. It takes a while. 10, 15 minutes in, I see 2 or 3 presidential looking limos. And I happen to see Biden in one of them.
Window open?
No, window closed, but not tinted enough that you couldn't see inside. And he did one of these. Not directly at me, but toward the group. He did the little presidential salute. It was a pretty cool moment.
How'd you see that though?
I swear to God, I saw it. So, convoy. So it's like 3 or 4 the same limo. And I'm looking, and I see him.
Wow.
He's right there in the back looking out, gives a salute. Maybe they're putting a slightly less severe thing on his security since he's not running for re-election.
That's true.
But yeah, I saw him. It's
Very cool.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen a president in the flesh, or a former president, active president, whatever.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see Joey. Sleepy Joe.
I'm trying to think of any other presidents.
Have you seen anybody?
No. My brother worked, he did an event at Trump National in Bedminster, New Jersey. He saw Trump.
Interesting. I'm wondering, have I ever seen Trump?
He worked a golf tournament.
Still never forget the time where our friends from Croatia saw Trump. When they went to
So
Trump.
Casually, just like,
So
oh, he
good.
does this every morning.
Yeah, I'm like, I've never seen
does
him
it
in my
every
life.
morning.
That's crazy that you guys haven't seen him. What a great story.
Yeah.
Well, Lynch, you have an update about the squatters.
Oh, I actually prefer to refer to them by the famous Julio Gara as crust punks.
The crusties.
The crust punks.
The crust punks.
Everybody, we
What's
got an
going
update for you. Vic and I were out of town for a wedding this past weekend. We leave Friday. There's a whole week of them being kind of just quiet and not bothersome.
on?
Dormant. They're devising whatever plan they're doing, or they're going to, just not be a nuisance. And leave Friday, everything's fine. Come back Sunday, getting out of the Uber, and I see one of those outdoor heat lamps. You know what I'm talking about? That restaurants have them?
Yep.
One of those right outside the staircase. And as soon as I saw that, dude, I was like, oh, they're done. They're done. That is basically saying, hey, we're over here. We're hiding in this house. We're hiding in this house.
Wait, but wasn't it outside? Or you could see it through the window?
It's outside, but it's not a street. It's not a garden gnome.
Right.
Like, that's a weird thing. And they're at a corner. So that's going to be a congregation center.
So the idea was that when they go outside from inside, they'll congregate under this heat lamp.
Yeah. And so as, reports are being filed at incorrect addresses, but in the same area, that is the pinpointer. Like, oh, that's where it is. Like, if you were to look up, if you're playing you're playing one of the Batman games and you put a marker on the apartment, that would be the marker. That would signify that that's the squat house.
And so have you called a report in?
I filed a report online.
311?
Yep. Vic called 311. They couldn't do anything at that time. And I filed a report online.
Good.
And I made sure to get everyone in our building to do it too.
And because they will, if you file a report, they will come and check it out. They mark it as resolved or whatever. So, which will be annoying if they mark that as resolved.
Yeah. So I saw that on Sunday and I was like, they're done. Like, something's going to happen again. Yesterday, 15 people were kicked out of the building and were on the street.
Wow.
There were 6 cop cars, 4 cops, and the
Wow.
owner was home. And the owner was standing at the top of the staircase while all the kids were sitting on the floor with their Whole Foods granola bars.
Wait, what do you mean the owner was home? It's just like a single family house?
I think he rents out the brownstone to
Is it three
three
floors?
different tenants.
Okay.
And so he was home. That's why they came in, because he hasn't been home and there's one unit being leased. And so the 2 other units have been occupied by the squat squad. And
So he just has a furnished apartment that they're living in?
I don't know if
They've
it's
broken
furnished or
into?
not. It's just he's not
Jesus.
renting it out.
Okay.
And he was standing there and he had his arms crossed and he was talking to the cops. And there were the squat squad. Some of them were crying, but they have Whole Foods bags and Trader Joe's bags and granola bars. My neighbor Sammy said that they have like an expensive, like dairy-free vegan box of granola bars.
Oh, God.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like you're milking the system. So I see them standing out there. I leave to go to the gym. I walk by and I could smell them from 15 feet
They smell
away.
like shit.
They smelled like St. Mark's Street, as Giulio Gara described.
If they didn't smell and they weren't loud and they weren't on the street, would you even care or notice?
I wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
But like I said,
disruptive.
they patrol around like NPCs in Grand Theft Auto.
Zombies.
And then today on my way over here, the owner of the building hired 3 bodyguards.
Nice.
3 massive guys guarding the building. They're massive.
Amazing.
I'm so
So
happy
they're
they're
out.
there. Now, our neighbors also spoke to a cop, and he said that this could take upward to 6 months before a judge even sees any of this. and it could.
But it doesn't matter because now they're patrolling.
Now they're patrolling, but they still like. I think one person is still in there. There's still one person in there because they showed a copy of like a TV bill,
6 months ago.
a TV bill,
Ah.
and something like that, and that's binding, and that's where
Squatters' rights.
they're allowed. Yeah, they're allowed to stay. But that person, if it's only one person that has the lease, then they're the only one allowed in there.
And don't they have to pay the rent now?
I don't know. I still don't think they have to do that.
It's so crazy, bro.
And so they're disgruntled and they're angry. And I'll leave you one more note. They live very close to us, to our building, and our door, we have to tap a card to get in, and then it makes a ding, and that noise signifies that the doors are unlocked. We have a double door, so you open the one door, then you open the second door, and then I think 5 to 8 seconds after you were out of that area is when the dinging goes until it stops. So you have about like 10 seconds where the ding and the door is unlocked. And I had an instance last week where there was a sketchy guy smoking a cigarette in front of our apartment. I walk over, I go into the double doors, I tap, and he starts following right behind me. And then he comes into the building. And there were two things that I could do. There were two types of people that I could be. One, I could be lucky enough to prevent the squatter from coming into our building, or a person that doesn't belong in our building into our building. This could be a package thief. Or two, do the same thing to somebody that does live in the building and be the biggest asshole on the planet for profiling somebody, or just somebody that doesn't look like they live in the building to come into the building.
Sorry, I haven't showered in a few days, dude.
And to do that to someone that lives in the building, like, makes me not want to ever push anybody out on the off chance of that being the case.
Do you know if you have vacant units in your building?
I don't know. Like leases end all the time. There's probably some, some open. But this guy came in and found out from another neighbor that someone was in our building sitting on the couch charging our phone, and it was one of the crusty punks. And they reeked, and so we need to like figure out.
Oh no,
bro! We need to figure something out.
That's terrible.
I don't like them.
Wait, how do they end up on the couch?
Our lobby has a couch in it.
Got it.
And they're charging their phone, and they have access to our packages. And Vic's had a really expensive dress stolen.
Damn.
$500 dress stolen. Damn. So.
Fuck, dude. That's very stressful.
Dude, it's not good in the hood right now.
The punk infiltration is spreading. You got careful what you wish for. They kicked him out of there, and now they're looking for new spots to feed on the teat.
Feed on the teat.
No feeding on the teat as an adult, folks.
Yeah.
In any situation.
I don't know. And like, management's not going to do shit. And we live in a building where we pay a lot for rent, and there shouldn't be squatters in our lobby.
Agreed, bro.
Especially when there's signs saying, "Don't let people in that don't belong here."
Agreed.
How can we prevent somebody from coming into our building when they have enough time to sing the song "Happy Birthday"
right
between when the door is unlocked and locks again?
Well, dude, also, yeah, it's like you were saying, the packages are actually a problem in more ways than one, because the package people don't give a fuck about patrolling who comes in and out. Mm-hmm. So if they see the Amazon guy show up in his uniform or the UPS guy, they know this is their chance to get in.
Yeah.
Have you guys contacted the landlord about it?
No, we're in our WhatsApp group chat trying to come up with plans. But then last night,
somebody's on watch every night.
No, I mean
the Western Wall, the Northern Wall.
We shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah,
shouldn't have to do that. We live in our nice little pocket of the world.
Don't have to take it in your own hands.
Not have to do that.
Agreed, bro.
But hopefully, I mean, those guys are big. Like, if I tried to like get past them, I'd be dead in a second.
Past the crusties?
No, the three security guards.
Well, you need to get them for your building too.
Yeah, I might talk to them. It's bad.
Bring them a breakfast sandwich. Give them a wink.
Yeah.
Hope that.
Oh, by the way, I checked out that breakfast burrito place that you suggested.
Oh, yeah.
Santa Fe.
Do you like it?
It's fantastic.
Really good, right?
I normally get nauseous with eggs like that, but they did a good job making me not feel that way.
So breakfast burritos are fun because there's really so many ways you can do them. So I'm always interested about the way different places do them. And there's some that people really like that I don't like as much. I like the one a lot. Lynch and I went to this place, Two Hands, the other day. They make a really good one. But Santa Fe BK, I mean, It has hatch chili in it, which I really have a soft spot for those hatch chilies. I worked on at the chili stand that one time, and I'd never seen this used that way. And the guy who owns it, his whole family brings a bag of it with them everywhere they go. And it's just like these giant peppers. You peel them, you put a little garlic, and then you like cut them up really small and get rid of the seeds, and that's it. And you bring them like that. You can cut them up into little pieces, and they're absolutely delicious. And yeah, they do hatch chili breakfast burrito, and it's like definitely top 5 burrito for me. I had one yesterday.
That's nice. Yeah.
It's fucking good. Guys, by the way, a couple people have asked about the plant boy. The plant boy is doing well. He is acclimating nicely to his new environment. Shout out to Jackie, the plant whisperer. When we first moved him, I think he was homesick and he wasn't absorbing water to the point where he started rotting and smelling like shit. So the apartment smelled like sulfur because the plant boy was sick. I know. So what I had to do was take him out of the pot, because he wasn't absorbing the water, take the stinky fucking water, dump it down the drain. I got a little bit of it on the floor. I was worried that it was going to make the house smell. I opened all the windows when I came home, didn't smell at all. And now he's been thriving. He's healthy. We barely even water him. And thanks, Jackie, again for helping. And the plant boy is doing well despite the growing pains of moving.
That's very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's okay.
So dude, check this out. I got a good thing for you, which I just remembered the other day. And I got to find the notebook. We'll pause at some point so I can go find it to read exactly what I wrote. But anyway, one night we're at the stand and it's one of those nights where, and I actually saw Francis, we're chopping it up. He even asked me, he's like, "Are you drinking tonight?" I said, "No." He's like, "All right, we're hanging." A couple of my friends came, people who worked on my special. So I was excited to see them. So as they come upstairs, the bartender offers me a drink. I take his drink. Then they offer me a shot because they're all taking a shot. The people working at the place. I don't want to throw them under the bus. So then somebody offers me a shot. I take the shot. So now I've had 2 drinks. Then I have a 3rd drink. 2 to 3 is really the portal for what could be and what could have been. You know what I mean? So suddenly my 3rd drink is had and we're hanging and we're going to go to this bar near my apartment. That's a really popular bar that everybody likes to go to. So slowly people start falling by the wayside. And now it's just me and one of the producers from my special. We're heading to this place and she knows all the people there. We get there. We're talking with all these people. Before I know it, I look at my watch. It's 3 a.m. It's a Wednesday night. I'm like, Jesus, did not expect to have a big night like this. And we end up having after hours at my apartment. So there's random people here. It's fine. And we're sort of just watching music videos per usual and chatting, whatever. So as everybody's leaving, one of the girls who had come over, she has this notebook, just this little spiral notebook that she's sort of like designed. She's like almost put like a book cover on the front and the back of it. It's just kind of some whatever thing. And she goes, "By the way," and this is like a classic Brooklyn thing. She's like, "I've been manifesting making money lately. That's been the thing I've been manifesting. So you should write in this some sort of thing about wanting to make money because it'll work." I'm like, "Okay, sure." She gives it to me. I quickly jot it down. 2 weeks later, book a commercial. Oh. So, person that I had never met before, sitting on my floor, doing who knows what. I only knew one person in the apartment at this point. As she walks out, she hands me this. This is the thing. And she said what she said. And then this is what I wrote in it at 4:30 in the morning or whatever. "Time to make some money. Shout out to the Manifest Queen. We need to raise money for the videos abroad, places you can go, and all my ideas. Also, let's get some ops and earn money." Ops meaning opportunities.
And you got one.
And I got one.
That's great, dude.
I know, crazy, right?
Can I look at it?
Yeah. So this is the book.
Wow.
And, coincidence, maybe.
No,
but
she manifests.
Hey, look, like she said, do it. There was no downside. Unless I somehow sold my soul to the devil and don't realize it, which would not be good. But so far, no indication of that.
Nice. Very nice, Giulio. I have to point out this text that I got in a group chat with my friends. My one friend invited us to go to his Friendsgiving this holiday.
Very nice.
And it was very sweet, and it was through a partyful invitation, which is like, that's a legit invite.
That's
and
the way to do it.
It requires thought, planning, and commitment. And the lack of emotional intelligence and awareness from a friend of mine just baffles me.
The big 3.
All right, so we get this text message. "Hey, Yumsy," that's the name of my friend group, "having a Friendsgiving in November. Know it's a hike for most of you." He lives in Philly. So all good if you can't make it, but you're all welcome to join. Here's the link to the invite.
So far, so good.
That's my friend that sent the invite. Here's the one that doesn't have the emotional intelligence. My friend says, I'm going to make up his girlfriend's name. How set are you on the 9th? That's Brittany's birthday. And then the eyes and then emoji.
Like the slanted mouth emoji?
Yeah. The girlfriend that no one knows. He said, pretty set, sorry. Emoji right back.
So this is in the group chat.
Yeah, my friend says that right back. Pretty set, sorry. Emoji. We're busy too the following weekends. So this was the best time for us to host. We can get her a birthday cake. This is where I got pissed.
It's already, so far it's not amazing, but it's starting to head in that direction.
Yep. He said, I really want to go. I'll try to get approval, LOL. So, pussy. But wait,
bitch.
And then I responded to that text message that said, how set are you on the 9th? That's Brittany's birthday. I said, what plans do you have for her birthday? Question mark. He responds, right now, nothing. And then says, I was planning on making a reservation at a nice Italian place, but we'll see. What a waste of life of a person right there, dude. What a nothing person right there. I was planning on making a plan to plan a birthday for that day because we don't have plans. And I know you invited us to your plans. I don't know if we can make your plans because I want to make plans that day too.
So this is what I'll say. I don't like the idea that he can't make it because of her birthday. That's potentially fair. I can't make it. We have plans. They don't have plans, but he's going to save the day because it's her birthday. Newer girlfriend, it's sounding like?
Less than a year.
Okay. So this is their first her birthday together for Brittany, we'll call her, as we'll continue to call her. So fair to give her the day, but it's your Friendsgiving. This is a great opportunity for the girlfriend to meet the friend group, and you can do something for the birthday on Friday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And to annoy the entire group. And it's very presumptuous to think that we would change the day just for you when 30 of the 50 people have already RSVP'd.
Yeah. And guess where he lives? Wait for it. Right down the fucking street.
Ooh.
He's not an out-of-towner. He lives there too.
What a fucker. That's crazy.
I don't know. It pissed me off, dude. It pissed me off. What enough? Like, just say yes or no. We're not going to change the date for you who doesn't have anything going on that day. Dude, make a reservation, bro.
The way you just did that was so cute, by the way. You went, and guess what? He lives down the street. He lives down the street.
He lives down the street.
It's true, bro.
You can go to dinner and then the party.
Yeah, fuck that shit, dude.
Don't tell us. He literally texted us nothing.
What a fucker.
He said so much nothing.
He said
I do that a lot, but I don't do it in that capacity.
Don't put yourself at odds with the group like that, guys. This is a big friends group. You even have a nickname for the friend group. Why are we fucking it up?
Yeah.
We're all happy. Is Brittany out of his league? Is he just panicking and short-circuiting?
She's a perfect match for him. She's a perfect match for him.
Shots fired.
I'm going to keep everything I said in. I was shocked by that.
Shocking to say the least, Lynch. Fucking bozo, dude.
All right, we got an email.
Yeah, we'll do that in a sec. But I have another thing I really wanted to mention. But
good.
this is very minor. But the person at the doctor's office called me my last name by accident. I think like maybe they short-circuited, or maybe like my first name isn't familiar either, so it makes sense. But I was like, oh yeah, whatever. They pull up my file and she goes, how are you, Gallerati? I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, maybe she's just one of the boys.
No shot. If she was, that's hilarious. But like, she didn't say it the way I just said. She went, oh, how are you, Gallerati? I'm like, dude.
I mean, if she can pronounce Gallerati like that,
right?
Like, I think she'd have no problem
names.
saying Giulio. Something about filing where last names go first.
She might have been Chinese,
yeah,
where like you say it like the last name first or whatever. So anyway,
that is cute.
Thought it was cute. Dude, I've been banging out Cryo Therapy as I pull up this email, and I learned something about cryo that wasn't obvious, but it makes a lot of sense. Shout out to, I don't remember what this place is called that I went to in St. Pete. I think I said it already. I'm going to find it. You can cut this out.
You're good.
But I went to this amazing recovery house. Did I talk about this already?
I think with a guest.
Briefly, I did.
You mentioned it.
But yeah, it's amazing. Like recovery stuff is really having a moment, and it's great for people like me who are injured because there's all these ways to like make yourself feel better when you can't exercise, and you can recover from working out, but also from being injured. I've learned that the cryo works better with the one that only goes up to your neck. That seemed like a shittier version to me. And the one where you go in all the way seemed like the good version, but it makes sense that the up to the neck one's better because they can make it colder, which helps your injuries more. I went to one when I was in Chicago when I was doing on Barstool, and they had it up to the neck, and the guy's like, dude, ours is the coldest in the country. It's in Highland Park. I forget the name of the place, but if you're looking for the coldest cryo in the country, this is the place.
Is there something about having your head in that temperature preventing them from being able to make it that cold?
The head and the temperature, yes, because you'll get your face and I think you even put your hands above. Like, yeah, I guess like your head is just more vulnerable to the cold than the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Which makes sense now. Anyway, let's rip this email. I'll send you guys on your way. This is a perfectly crafted Oops the Podcast email. And this is called Chip Dust Etiquette. Question for the pod. When you're eating chips in a slightly professional social setting, not with your friends or alone, and you have chip dust on your fingers, what is the proper etiquette for wiping off the chip dust? Now, she's given us a multiple choice. We can decide if there are more, but this is what she's provided. Do you, 1, discreetly lick? 2, wipe on pants? 3, wipe on anything else around? 4, try to find a bathroom? 5, leave. Help settle our debate, please. So, at Lynch, as you sit here thinking about this, I think it's important to make the distinction because there is a type of chip dust that very easily goes off, but there's also one that sticks, like Dorito chip dust or like that kind of chip. So let's assume that it's that chip because I think for a normal Tostito, I don't think that the chip dust is too bad. You don't have to do a full hand do. You can kind of subtly do the fingers, and a napkin will do the trick.
Yeah.
So, do you have any thoughts?
I like option. Yeah, let's assume it's Dorito or Cheeto, something with a colorful residue.
Colorful and sticky and smelly.
Yeah. There were 5 options.
It was discreetly lick, wipe on pants, wipe on anything else around. Let's call that a napkin, which we know may not do the trick for Dorito. 4, try to find a bathroom. 5, leave.
2 and 3. Depending on what pant I'm wearing. If I'm wearing khakis, that's out of the question. If I'm wearing a jean, that is my napkin.
Interesting.
If I'm wearing navy khakis or navy pants, I will go underneath the legs and I will wipe it there. And then if I am wearing khakis, clear ones that would get stained, I will wipe it on, let's assume I would wipe it on a chair. I would wipe it underneath a table.
Yep.
Anything I need to do to scratch it off, I will take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I think the slightly professional social setting really sums up the issue here because if you get really into it, you can get it off, but it's just like gross and like you don't want to be doing that in a work setting. And also I was going to say maybe you can grip the chip with a napkin, but that's an insane look also. So you don't want to be that guy. The move is commit to the chips while you're eating them and find a bathroom. That's what I think. If you can do the pant wipe, if you're in a slightly professional setting, there is a chance that it will be hard for you to be wearing a pair of pants that'll be good for this. And also, if someone catches you doing it, it's a bad look.
Especially if you're a model on the runway. You cannot do that to your pants.
That's true. Hopefully you won't be eating anything if you're a model on the runway. Although it is 2024 and now there's plus size inclusivity. But anyway.
The bathroom's a good move.
Definitely not leave. You can't discreetly lick. It's impossible. Wiping on the pants, there's too high of a risk that someone will see you doing it. Wiping on anything else around might not get the job done. And you don't want to be wiping it on the public space, the counter, the chair, the side of the thing. And a napkin might not do the job. And with how hard you're going to have to scrub, it almost definitely won't do the job. So you got to try to find a bathroom. The only other thing you could maybe do, sometimes hand sanitizer will get you close if you haven't gone too hard. But then even then, you still need the bathroom. And because you're in a professional setting, there will be a bathroom. So that's my answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I have sanitizer in my fanny pack at all times.
Including at professional engagements?
Yeah. Well, the Yankees game, I definitely wore it.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, I
Very Gen Z.
carry everything in there.
Are you Gen Z technically?
I'm right on the cusp. I identify as an old Gen Z.
Yeah.
I'm Gen
You're an
I like
old
Gen Z.
soul Gen Z.
Thank you. Whether that was a compliment or not, I take it as
It was neither a compliment nor an insult. It was just how I see it, Lynch.
Thanks.
Calling it how I see it.
Thank you.
I certainly don't see it as an insult.
Thank you.
Regarding
Butter regarding chips. So much to say.
I love chips. Including the point where at my quote my day for me that my friends threw me, they knew that we needed to go to a place that had chips because they know I love chips. Now I don't love chips so much that it's like a thing, but like one of the guys really has latched on to me one time saying I love chips. He was like, Gallerati loves chips. This isn't the guy working at the doctor's office. This is him saying Gallerati loves a good chip, so they had to give me chips.
Yeah.
What were you saying about butter?
They had a communal popcorn bucket, and then they had plastic like cups, 12-ounce cups that you could use to scoop in and have your own popcorn.
Better than the bag.
Yeah. And Vic was my behavior was pretty chill. And obviously I'm at a corporate setting at the game the other night, but I kept going up and back to fill up these little 12-ounce cups of popcorn. And at the 5th time, she said, I need to stop because I kept making this woman who's like older than 50 get up and down a bunch.
So you could reach the corn?
So I could get out of
so
the,
you could get up to
I would
get
like
the
walk in, sit down for like an inning, which is like 3 minutes these days, scarf down the popcorn, get back up, go back out. And I just kept doing it.
Did you say, does anybody want anything?
I did a couple times, but then, you know, they knew. They were just like, okay, he's getting up. And then when we were leaving, you know, we said hello. And then when we leave, you have to say goodbye. And especially after not having any business chat with them, just like, thanks for letting me be here. I went and I scooped 2 things of popcorn, and Vic very quietly and quickly and sternly was like, put those down right now. You're not walking out without a hand that can't be used to shake them for a thank you.
Popcorn to go, double fisting, dude. You're
Thanks,
such
guys.
a dad.
Thanks, guys.
I love when Lynch exhibits dad-like behavior.
It was
no fucks given.
Yeah, but the butter, you could get away. That's why at a baseball game or an event where you think you're going to be snacking, always lean towards the khaki you don't care most about.
Yeah.
Or a darker pant. You can always get that out where it hides. But the butter,
eating hot dog in your lap can get ugly.
But the butter, you could just lift your leg and that's a great hiding spot.
Kick the 50-year-old lady in the face.
Right in the tooth. It's a great hiding spot. I liked it a lot.
Well, it sounds like you could have just breastfed from her, given what happened in this episode. She was of a proper age.
Yeah, it was
to
appropriate.
Feed for comfort.
Might as well have.
Yeah, once Victoria cut you off from the popcorn, lean over, have a taste.
And the nice thing is, as long as Victoria was in the bathroom, if I were sucking on that older woman's nipple, no one would have paid attention because no one looked at us the entire time. They didn't even know we're at the game. I could have sucked for a whole inning.
You're like, do you work at the company? She said, no. She's like, you're like, good. Whip it out.
Oh, Giulio.
Guys, this is Oops Podcast. Thanks for listening. We love you. Enjoy your fall. Send us emails, oopspodcast@gmail.com. This chip dust email is truly a perfect email.
Yeah.
Any other seemingly mundane and uninteresting scenario that you are discussing with your friends and arguing about, send it our way. We love them. And anything else you want to share or talk about, come see me the 13th of October, Columbus, the Funny Bone, 26th of October, Hereafter at the Crocodile. I'm working on getting some other dates on the calendar. I'm working on Boston, Chicago, Atlanta, and Stamford to start, and then going to get some more on there too. So keep your eyes peeled for all that. Lynch, what's going on?
On November 2nd and November 8th, I got some shows in New York. More info on my Instagram at Ryan is Really Polite. And then I'm going to be doing a really fun show on October 10th with John Franklin. He was in season 1 of The Circle, and he's a buddy from college of mine. So that's going to be a really great show. That's in Jersey City. Check out my socials for everything. And comment below what you would do from this email 1 through 4. How would you take care of this, the residue?
And also how you would deal with the breastfeeding adult.
Yes.
At Not Julio, at Oops the Podcast, at Not Julio G, Snap and TikTok. Thank you and goodbye.